Let me speak to you about a massive business loan from Idea Financial. Don't go anywhere. We're talking about $250,000, low credit okay, bad credit okay, and EIN only. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Suited Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you had to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee, or tea, or vodka, and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about a large business loan from Idea Financial. $250,000, this is the maximum limit, and they accept all kinds of credit profiles. And before I get into the actual conversation, please understand this video is purely educational and it's purely instructional. We have received no money, we have no affiliation, no relationship with Idea Financial. Okay, this is just pure, we're just trying to share information. And let's talk about the loan fact. So this is a business loan, and they also have a business line of credit, and the amount $250,000 maximum, the APR 21.99% maximum. And there are no fees. In terms, you have a maximum years of 8 years, and the time to funding 1 to 2 days. And there are no extra conditions. So what we love about the Idea Financial platform is that they actually offer a constellation of options for businesses looking for funding. Okay, so this includes low APR business loans, as well as lines of credit. Okay, so if you are in that category, you might want to consider them. Give them a chance. Okay, they actually do a no fee business funding. Up to $250,000 loans and lines of credit available, and fast approval of funds. And so that's for the business loan. And I told you they also have a business line of credit. And what is this about? So for that, you can have a same day approval and funding. You pay for what you use, right? It's a line of credit, so you're not really, so they will give you a line of credit that you can tap into. And the credit limits, again, is up to $250,000. And they also have, through the line of credit and their business loans, what Idea Financial is trying to do is they're trying to work one-on-one with small businesses across the country, and they're trying to help those business owners actually take control of their working capital, expand their business, open new locations, purchase equipment and inventory. Who wouldn't want that? Everybody will love that, right? So this is the kind of smart positioning that Idea Financial has done in the last few years to sort of help small businesses all across the country. And what we really love with Idea Financial is the fact that they have excellent customer service. They're really giving you a very simple pricing structure. There are no hidden fees, there are no origination fees, there are no prepayment penalties. Everything is very legit. Everything is pretty clear from the get-go what you're getting yourself into. So before even signing the promissory note, if you decide to go with them to get your business financing through them, before you sign the promissory note, you will see everything clearly. You'll see all the terms, all the fees, if any, and all the APR and everything, okay? Now, let me talk to you about the lender. So let's have a conversation about Idea Financial. But folks, just to remind you, I am speaking to you about a super powerful business loan from Idea Financial. We are talking about a maximum loan amount of $250,000, okay? If you have bad credit, no credit, fair credit, you can still qualify for this loan. Not a problem. So Idea Financial, one thing you have to understand is that they basically, as I said earlier, they have structured their businesses in such a way that they are catering to small businesses. They will approve you really fast. They have a great team of loan specialists who will work with you to make sure that before you even apply for a loan, you understand the terms and conditions of the loan you're about to get yourself into. They will help you. They will help you during the application process. They will help you afterwards. In other words, you'll have constantly a point of contact in the Idea Financials team, and that person can give you all the information you need. And this is very important if you really think about it. It helps you stay on track. And so IDEA, their business model is very simple. They will fund your business. They will help you grow your ideas. They will drive you to success. And at the same time, they will help you actually manage your operations as you scale. In other words, they will provide superior tools, superior financing tools, superior business tools to kind of help you out. And by doing that, they're not only helping you get access to the proper funding that you need, whether it is a business line of credit or a business term loan. Now, after evaluating this lender, IDEA Financial on tens of criteria, including the loan variety, the loan amount generosity, the cost, the reputation, customer service, we assign the company a score of 9.5 over 10. For us, IDEA Financial has a lot of pros. The few cons that we've seen is the only con that we've seen so far, the only, I would say, adverse criterion is the fact that their APR is a little high. That's the only thing we have seen. But compared to other players in the industry, they are reasonable. They are reasonable. Their customer service is great. They are constantly innovating, and we love the fact that they actually appeal to a large variety of business owners. So this is really good. 9.5 over 10. Now I want to talk to you about eligibility criteria for this massive business loan from IDEA Financial. Maximum loan amount, $250,000. They also offer a business line of credit, same cap here, $250,000. So how do you know if you qualify for this loan from IDEA Financial? Now, to qualify for one of their funding options, remember they have two funding options, right? They have the business line of credit, and they also have the business loan, the term loan. And so to qualify, you need to meet 4 eligibility criteria, only 4. And I want you to take a piece of paper and just to write them down. Very important. So first, your business must have been running for at least 2 years. In other words, an IDEA Financial wants the 2 years because, in their view, this provides them with enough financial history to understand your ability to pay back anything you borrow. It also shows your business is stable, right? So they pay attention to business stability. And this is important because it helps build IDEA Financial's confidence in you as a borrower. Remember that so far they haven't asked about Social Security, as I told you. It's all about, this is EIN if you do it properly, okay? Not a problem. And so the first is operational history of 2 years at least. Second criterion, your business must not be a sole proprietorship or non-for-profit. So IDEA Financial does not currently provide financing for this business type. And this makes sense. If we're talking about EIN only, you want to have an EIN and you want to have a real company. So you got to be anything but a sole proprietorship. You can be an LLC. Even if you are a one-person business, you can still be a single member LLC. You can be a multiple member LLC. You can be an LP. It can be an LC. You can be an S Corp, a C Corp, all that kind of stuff. Third, you must earn at least $15,000 in monthly revenue. So IDEA Financial wants you to generate revenue of at least $15,000 in monthly revenue. So this will show IDEA Financial's team that you have a steady cash flow and proves that you should be able to afford your regular repayment schedule. And the last criterion, you must have a personal credit score of at least 650. And based on the team's, IDEA's team, based on their analysis, that credit score helps them evaluate your ability to repay any finance and gives them an indication of your creditworthiness. Now, this is what they put on the website, but when we reached out to them, and based on our interviews of people who have gotten, borrowers who have gotten their loans through IDEA Financial, one thing we have seen is that IDEA Financial may go as low as 525. So even though the credit score is 650, that's the minimum they put on the website, they could go as low as 525 in terms of FICO score when reviewing your application, assuming that you have solidified your application properly and spoken to someone before applying. For example, if you earn way more than the $15,000 revenue required monthly, if you have a strong business credit score, you maintain a healthy cash balance in your business bank account, have prepared a compelling business application, and offered to pledge business collateral or made any similar moves, you can get the loan you want from Idea Financial. Let me quickly talk to you about the use of loan proceeds, folks. So, I am talking to you about a powerful business loan from Idea Financial. We're talking about $250,000 maximum limit, and they offer a business term loan and also a business line of credit. So, what can you use the money for? The funding options from Idea Financial can be used for a constellation of things, a constellation of initiatives. For example, you can use the money to expand your business, right? You can purchase new equipment. Do you need a new computer? Do you need a new machine? You can use the cash to open new facilities, right? And you can also take care of other business expenses. So their funds may serve to cover the whole gamut. You don't have to focus on a specific thing. For example, if you get equipment financing through a lender, you can only use the cash to purchase equipment. As a matter of fact, in some cases, they just pay the equipment, the manufacturer right away. They don't even give you the cash. The lender will send the money to the manufacturer right away. So there's no real restrictions here, okay? So you can actually use the money for everything you need, as long as it helps you take control of your working capital. You can expand your business. You can open new locations. You can purchase equipment and inventory. Okay. If you have more questions, you can just reach out to the Idea Financial team, and they will be able to walk you through. One thing I want to say here is that even though the team at Idea Financial has not put any restriction on how you can use the funds, they still want to make sure that you are going to use the money properly and for legit sources. In other words, you're not just going to squander the cash. You're going to use the money for solid business purposes. And one thing you need to understand is, and this is why in some cases, they will even work with you to give you the cash ASAP. In some cases, they might give you the cash within 24 hours or 48 hours, depending on how fast you need the money, right? Let's say you need the cash to buy inventory, and your vendor is telling you, hey, listen, it's either you give me the cash or I'll just sell the merchandise to another customer, and you need the cash real fast. If you talk to Idea Financial in this hypothetical situation, they will rush, they will do it. As long as you have everything ready, they will rush and come to your rescue, quote unquote, to your rescue, and you can use the money for that transaction and repay later on. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about Idea Financial, and I'm talking to you about a superb business loan from Idea Financial, and the maximum loan amount is $250,000. We also have a maximum line of credit for $250,000, also the same amount, and all kinds of credit profiles are welcome. And this is the EIN only. And as I was saying earlier, simply because they want to have a 650 minimum credit score doesn't mean that there are ways to bypass that. Okay. And what kind of evidence does Idea Financial request? So they want to have bank statements. In other words, they want to verify that you are financially sound, or at least you will be able to repay them back, right? Because that's all they care about. They don't care about they're not curious about your financials or your bank statements simply because they're curious. No, they want to know if you can pay them back for real, if you have the ability to pay them back. They also want to take a look at your financial statements. In other words, they're trying to verify if as I told you, they want you to have operational history of 2 years at least. They want you to be at least 2 years in business, so that you can give them a 2-year set of financial statements, and they have specialists on staff, on standby, who will go through the financial statements and decipher everything. Okay, so when we speak about financial statements, we are speaking about the four the four financial statements, including your statements of owner's equity, your statement of cash flows, your P&L, aka your statement of income or income statement, and then you have your balance sheets, aka statement of financial position or statements of financial condition. So that's really what you should think about. And besides that, the evidence needed. They might also want to see everything else related to your business, right? We're talking here about everything from articles of incorporation or organization to franchise agreement to commercial leases to licenses and permits, right? To even resumes of the founders, and in some cases, business plan. Okay, something to keep in mind. Now, let me talk to you about how to apply. Folks, we are talking in today's conversation about a massive business loan from Idea Financial, maximum loan amount $250,000. And they also have a massive business line of credit for the same amount, the same limit here. And with Idea Financial, you can actually apply via email. You can apply via fax. You can even apply over the phone if they allow you to do so. And you can also apply online. Now let me show you how to really apply online here. So if you could please just watch the screen right now. So they will ask you to put your first name and last name. They want you to put your company name, your email address, your phone number, okay? And you have to actually click that you agree with all their terms and conditions, all that kind of stuff. Next, they will ask you a few very deep questions. Okay, so first of all, you can see that they're asking you to enter. First of all, you got to put the age of your business. So minimum for them is 2 years. If you're not above 2 years, then it's not good. And the entity type, you have to choose a limit. You have to choose one. And if you remember that they also have sole proprietorship. If you choose sole proprietorship, you're not going to qualify for this loan. You cannot be a sole proprietorship for this loan, okay? So we chose a LLC, and then you have to move on into the next one where you have they're asking for your business address. So you put your business address. It's very important. And here they want you to put you have to put your social security number, your cell phone number, your date of birth, and they want you to put down your estimated credit score. So this section is a bit tricky, especially the social security number side. That's why I suggest that you call them before applying, right? You want to really call them before you apply so that you're not surprised about anything. And you can have a conversation with one of their customer service people and everything will be fine. The next slides here, and I'm showing you here, is you want to put your home address, okay? You want to put the city, put the address, and you want to actually put your stake in the business. How much of the business do you own? Okay, and last but not the least, you have to review everything. And this is where they want you to link your bank. So they want you to link your bank, or you can upload some bank statements. Okay, so you have two options here. So once you do this, you should be fine. The next screen will be save and submit. That's it. We didn't do it because we're not applying for a loan. This is just for us to illustrate our point. So this is pretty much it. All right, the last section here, folks, and as I usually do, you understand that you're looking for a loan, a business loan from Idea Financial, right? We're talking about this massive, humongous business loan from Idea Financial. Maximum loan amount, $250,000. Maximum business line of credit, another $250,000. The whole idea here is that you don't want to apply for a loan, for a business loan with Idea Financial several times. Once should be enough. And if you want to apply once and for all, then you have to learn how to speak the lender's jargon. What are their expectations? Okay. First of all, they want you to provide paperwork that is solid, that is clear, that is recent, and that looks professional. So I'm talking about things like your business plan, You have to show your business plan. You have to show your financial statements. You have to show, and by the way, for the business plan, if you're not talented, if you have no, I would say, no interest or no expertise in writing a business plan, outsource the whole thing. You want to outsource it, right? And if you don't want to outsource it, you can really do stuff yourself in terms of getting DIY software or just sitting down and writing the stuff yourself. You also want to pay attention to your accounting. So you want to have a solid financial statements and having a good accounting records, and which will make sure that your financial statements are clean, they are accurate, and they are complete. And you also want to understand that as you are working through Idea Financial, there are other lenders out there who might be willing to work with you too. So if you don't get a loan through this lender, don't get discouraged. Okay, there are gazillions of options out there for all kinds of business profiles. And one thing I also want you to do is to constantly gather your corporate documents. I'm referring here to your business licenses and permits. I'm referring to, and you want to make sure those are renewed. Those are just active. Okay. You also want to pay attention to things like your commercial leases, your contracts with top vendors. All this kind of stuff will be of interest to a lender like Idea Financial. They've been in the business for a while and they look at all kinds of profiles. So you want to give them the idea of a very professional woman. You want to give them the idea of a very professional company. So the thing here is that, folks, this is it for today's conversation. Okay. What I try to do at the end here is to give you all the things you need to get the loan, to get this massive business loan from Idea Financial. So to close this conversation, I want to give you a few pro tips. All right, folks, I'm speaking to you about a very large, massive business loan from Idea Financial. And the maximum loan limit is $250,000. They also have a line of credit. And there are a few things you need to do to increase your chances of being approved, right? And one thing you need to do is to demonstrate sufficient cash flow. It's very important to understand that even if you have bad credit or no credit or fair credit, another way to counterbalance to actually tilt the whole application process in your favor is to have sufficient cash flow. Now, I'm not saying that you need to have the cash. You need to have $250,000 in the bank before applying for a loan from Idea Financial, because in that case you would not need them anyway. But what you need to do is you need to have a plan in place to generate cash flow and to retain cash within your company. And you also want to work on keeping your documents in order. By documents, I'm speaking to everything from your balance sheet, your income statement, your cash flows, and your statement of stockholders' equity. Those will be your financial statements, all the way to your income tax returns for the last 3 to 5 years, all the way to your bank statements. Remember that Idea Financial wants you to be in business for at least 2 years, so they have a chance to evaluate how creditworthy of a borrower you are. So you want to keep everything that can prove to them that you have been in business that long, including your articles of incorporation, the certificate of incorporation that you got from the Secretary of State in the states where you actually incorporated. Those are foundational documents to your business, and you want to keep them in a safe place. You also want to work on other things. For example, your accounting system. Your accounting system is very important. And at the end of the day, please, you want to explore your options. Remember that Idea Financial is not the only lender out there. If you don't qualify for a loan through them, there are other avenues you can pursue. But it's very important the kind of work I'm telling you right now, that work is structural. So that whether you apply for a loan with Idea Financial, with Reliant Funding, with Forward Financing, or another lender, you already have the fulcrum. You already have a solid foundation in terms of paperwork, so that you are increasing your chances of being approved no matter what. Thank you so much. Let's just quickly recap today's conversation. So I was speaking to you about a massive business loan from Idea Financial, And I give you an overview, the loan facts, the lender at a glance, the eligibility criteria, the use of loan proceeds, the evidence needed, how to apply, and I give you a few pro tips at the end. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.